Good.
How are you?
Good, man. What's going on? Appreciate you guys coming out. Just to let you know kind of where we are. We're in the middle of week 8 right now, and today, like I was telling him after, today is our 22nd lift. So our last one is Friday. That'll be our 23rd. We've had 7 winter workouts and 6 speed workouts. So we've had 13 running workouts along with that. We got one more, and that's tomorrow morning at 6:30. So almost 40 total. The guys have been phenomenal. We've stayed, as you guys know, about our tiers. We stayed with our 3 tiers. I think they're more pronounced and different this year than they have been in the past. Really like the programming that we did. Got to give a shout out to my guys, my staff. Really did a great job with the programming. We give these guys kind of where they are, where they're young and need a lot of volume, a lot of strength. In the middle, they're just kind of getting to that elite level, or the elite guys, the tier 3s, there's 23 of them. And they got a whole different thing. It's more velocity based. So great group of guys. We got 108. It's the biggest team that we've had since we've been here in the off season. We got our 12 mid-years, 11 mid-years with that. They buttressed that a little bit. So it's been a lot of fun to train. Questions?
Dwight, Micah and Jason Owe had already hit a pretty high standard last time we talked to you. Where have both of those guys developed since then?
Well, Jason's coming off of some shoulder issues, so he was on a separate program. He had a great winter. Really did a nice job working around it, but really wasn't in the kind of position from a training standpoint to go after Micah. Micah's fully in a tier 2 now, tier 3, and we kind of backed him down a little bit with the weights that we've been giving him, and he's more velocity based. And when Jason comes back this summer, that's going to be a very interesting resuming that competition because Jason Owe got him a little bit. We'll see how Micah responds to it this summer.
I think you mentioned 22, 23 tier 3 guys.
Yeah, 23.
Among that group, who has really come the longest since they first got here, or is there a few names there?
I'm gonna try to think of my older guys right off the bat. Let me think of that group. One guy's like Will Fries. Great example. I don't know if you're all watching. Everybody squatted heavy or leg pressed heavy today, and then the guys that tested, but Will's over there doing 405 for 3 sets. That's his training weight. So he's a guy that came in, running a 5.5, not very strong. He's in his 5th year and just done a tremendous job, building his body up and really getting himself in the position to be an elite player for us at right tackle.
What have you learned about those mid-year guys that you mentioned so far, and have any of them surprised you with where they came in?
So far they've been a great group. They're very attentive. They're locked in. They're young. They're raw in some ways, mostly physical movement more than the strength and the weight training. But really impressed. Keandre Lambert's been really good. Not only was he putting up good numbers, he came in, he was benching 230. He did 280. So he's gone up 45 pounds in 7.5 weeks, which is pretty darn impressive. So I'm really impressed with his movement. Very explosive horizontally, vertically. Done a really nice job. He's been training with Enzo Jennings, who's also done a nice job as well. Both of them have really adapted well to the weight room. One guy that's been really good. He's a joy to work with, and he's just a grinder. Is Nick Dawkins. Really done a nice job, and he's a low-key guy, but he just brings it every day. Started out, with a lot of work to do, and the improvement he's made in 7.5 weeks has been phenomenal. And he's a little bit of the very low-key leader of that group. Very mature kid. We're really impressed to have him as well. So that's kind of a little bit of the run. They're all done a really good job, though.
Who are some of the top testers in the different categories? Like who has the best squat? The best.
We've had some good ones. We had some good ones yesterday. Saquon's not going to be real happy, but Antonio Shelton took his all-time record down to bench. He got 465, so that was impressive to see him do that. And Antonio is strong. He's really done a great job. I'm really impressed with him. Micah finally got sole possession of the power clean for the linebackers, at 375. Went for 385 a couple times. I thought he had it, so he continues to build on his vertical explosion weight. And then Des Holmes, another guy that's he took the O-line record with 375. He did a really nice job. So those are guys that really stood out in that area. Other guys is Caden Wallace and who else did? Fred Hansard both got 400 in the bench. Journey Brown at 211 pounds got 395, and he was kind of broken-hearted. He couldn't get 400, but that's a darn good bench press, almost a double body weight bench press for one of our tailbacks. He did a really good job. Akeem Beeman's another guy. It's a young guy. It's only really been here for, 9 months? He got 395 as well, so he's going to be a force to be reckoned with as well.
Dwight, what has Pat Fryermuth been able to do since he got here? And Gesicki was a pretty fantastic athlete. How does he measure up, and how far has he come since he's gotten here?
Pat's phenomenal. He's a different kind of guy than Mike. He's been phenomenal. He's really come on. He got 380 in the bench yesterday. He's clean 350. He's squatting about 540, I believe, right now. So Pat's, whereas Mike, and I love Mike. Mike was a tremendous asset to our program, not only playing, but as a leader, as a person. Pat's more of a blue-collar grinder. I mean, he's just in here every day just grinding. Positive attitude, great work ethic, great leadership ability. Very into the team, into helping whoever he can. Not that Mike wasn't, but I think that's kind of what Pat really brings. Very grounded, very good in school. So he's been a really good positive overall, influence on the entire team, and very, very respected. Very respected. So, and he's driven. He's always been driven. He's always wanted to be great, but right now, he kind of tasted that success last year, and he's not a guy to be content on his laurels at all.
Going off of Pat's presence, I'm guessing you can kind of see some ascending leaders here in the winter that's going to translate on the field. Anybody who's maybe second, third year that they're more vocal, or just the way they carry themselves that really stands out?
One guy, it's in his third year is Castro Fields. He's kind of starting to ascend a little bit. You kind of see that presence with him. PJ Mustafa. PJ Mustafa is a guy that, he's one of the hardest workers on the team, and really done a nice job with presence, but also there's a vocality, but also a presence to him as well. So he's done a really nice job. Journey's done a good job. Journey now, he's starting his fourth year. Another guy's a little bit older, but kind of getting his confidence now. Feels really good about it. Really excited about the year coming up. Has been training really hard. Trying to think of guys' other positions. Obviously, we know that Jesse and Mike are, they're joined at the hip, and they're always a really strong presence, everywhere we go as well. Trying to think of anybody else. Another guy that's done pretty well is Jaquan Brisker for a new guy. JUCO transfer from Lackawanna. Incredibly hard worker, very driven to be successful.
How about Disa Isaac? He told us at the bowl game how he's kind of put on weight. How has he kind of progressed from there?
Adisa's like 257 right now, so he looks like a different person.
And what was he when he got here?
He was like 228 when he got here, so he's gained almost 30 pounds. And he was a mid-year, so it's been 14 months now, but you don't see that too much. Him and Brenton Strange, the two guys, Brenton's put on like 35 pounds as well at tight end. Really miraculous gains for a long year, And both of them doing great. We got really high expectations of them in spring ball.
Where's Brenton now?
Brenton was 246 today when he weighed in, and he was 207, 208, something like that.
Dwight, how important is it for the quarterbacks to have a strong program, given the way that they've been used the past couple of years as runners? Sean was used to run a lot. Will was used to run a lot. What are you trying to do with them to get them ready for the rigors of the season?
It's it's kind of ironic you ask that, because those two guys are phenomenal. We haven't even mentioned them yet, and they're right at the top of any list we talk about. They tested for the last time in their career this week. I'm done testing them. They're both strong as oxes. Will cleaned 340 yesterday. Sean benched 350 yesterday. At this point, I've got them exactly where I want them. I think physically as a presence, they do fit that true running back, quarterback model that we really try to produce from that position. And they're very well prepared. So right now, I'm not going to back off. I'm going to do different stuff. Their program is become pure tier 2 or 3s now, but they're going to go to another level. I'm not going to say tier 4, but they're going to go to another level, because I want to save their shoulders. They're already so strong. They're very explosive, and they keep their leg strength and really focus on speed and movement. And you guys see them running around. They're both, mid 4.5, low 4.6 guys. So It's great having two guys like that at that position that take the approach and have the preparation that they have.
You talk about guys that have gained a lot of weight, gained a lot of mass quickly. Is there like an acclimatization period where you have to learn how to reuse your body, or is that a part of the training process?
Not really, because that used to happen with the linemen a lot. When they come in at 275 and you throw all the weight on them and they're 310 in a year, we just don't do that anymore. I mean, one, we're recruiting, look at the size of the guys we're recruiting. I mean, this is by far the biggest lines we've ever had here, on offense. But right now, we're bringing them in bigger. But even if we don't, a guy like Effner, who's almost 300 now, and he came in at like 268, we take our time. We don't want to add mass if it's not going to be lean mass. That's one thing that Kayla Martin's done a great job helping us with, is really making sure that we might be a little bit slower in getting that weight on them, but we're going to make sure it's good weight and really you don't compromise that movement capability. So there's really no transition into it. If anything, as they get stronger and stronger, even though they get heavier, they actually move better.
Is there something you mentioned? Go ahead, Ben.
Is there something you want to get done in the next 5 years with the strength program, or is it about sustaining the number of guys that you put into that tier 300 regular basis? We always want to grow. We've done some decent things in the past, and we like where we are now. But we kind of said every year there's really a market change in how we approach it. So the world we live in with the NFL being such a dominant thing, I think we're definitely going to continue to grow. If I can see anything happening, I think this velocity-based, speed-based, and not just speed by linear speed, but speed of movement. Whether it's how fast you can punch the guy across from you, how fast you can come out of a cut, those are the things that will probably continue to push even more and find more creative ways to get guys really maximize their potential there. I kind of see that one area we're going. And then the second thing is this, that we're just learning more about, and Josh Nelson's done an incredible job here, our sports scientist. But giving them this heavy workload and being able to get them to recover in a shorter period of time so you can do it again. And we now have these tools, not tools like literally like hammers, but we have these methodologies that we use that we can get them to recover faster. And if you can recover faster, then you can train harder the next workout. So I think recovery, regeneration, nutrition, all these things are things that we're really trying to embrace so we can put a better product on the field on Saturday. Because to be honest, the thing we're working on is making sure when Saturday comes, whether it's 12 o'clock, 3:30, 7, whatever it is, that they're at their absolute peak for that week. We don't want their peak to be on Tuesday at practice. We want their peak to be right before that game. So that's kind of where we're going, is really trying to assimilate the sports science into the strength conditioning and merge them fully together to really be able to maximize our training.
Last one, Josh.
Dwight, Journey Brown is kind of known for his speed. He's beating Saquon now on the big board, but you mentioned him twice when talking about his strength. Can you kind of give us a sense of just how strong he is pound for pound, on this team where he ranks, and how far has he come since he was a true freshman into the strength program?
Journey's, obviously he's from up close to Erie. Didn't have much of a training background. He's been a little bit like PJ in that he's been very blue collar. When Saquon came in, after 6 months, his bench went up like 70 pounds. Saquon was that's kind of how he was. Journey's more old fashioned. He just been punching the clock every week, every month for now. He's almost 3 years here. So it's been much more methodical. I think he was benching 295 when he got here, and he's at 395 now. And our goal is always 100 pounds. But here we got 100 pounds out of him, and he hadn't even been here 3 years yet. So I think that he squats over 500 pounds now. He was not a great squatter before. He didn't have the flexibility or the strength in his legs. So I think that just his patience, his consistency of just coming in every day and working hard is really starting to pay the dividends for him. And that's a great room. Well, that's a great room. We're really pleased with that room. Not only are they all hard workers, they're all very gifted. And they all kind of take that same approach. And that's a little bit of a gift from Saquon. Saquon really that was the culture he tried to provide in that room. And then Miles did a really, really nice job, doing it his 1 year where he was kind of the guy. And now Journey's kind of picked up that mantle. And then you kind of see Noah Kane and, and Devin Ford and, Keziah Holmes all kind of taken into the same thing. It's a very blue-collar, hard-working, no mess-around type mentality from that room. And that's kind of what you want from your running back. So Journey's been great, and he's now the leader of the pack in that room. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all coming in.
Thanks for having us.